Right, hey guys, this is the branch vlog for 0.1.9.7, so this one. Okay, this is the right version of the left room we saw previously. So the last vlog was this one. I've done a couple of tweaks to it, which I'll show, but we'll start with the upper right to begin with. Okay, so what have we got here? So created level, yeah. Upgraded dresser small to version 2. Yes, in the previous video you'll probably remember me saying, oh, I've done that now. I hadn't. I had a note to do it. So now, there you go. Now it works. So same as before. There's an open and close. I just separate sprite and then just put a bit of orange there to just make it obvious. And there we go. So there's the RNG thing, usual stuff. I've named them like A, B, C, and D. There's not much in these ones. So that's that. That's all sorted. I've tweaked his interaction range, so it's still not perfect. But originally, there was an extra element kind of where this mouse cursor is coming out from his chest to deal with interaction of NPCs, but I felt like it was affecting other things as well, so I've just lowered it a bit. So it's still not perfect, but it's getting there. It just stops overlapping. It just means he's like interacting with the right stuff. But yeah, it's underway. On-off sprites for light switch. Yeah, you know me. I like to do all these like little quirky things like that. Look at the light switch. Oh, you can't see it. It's too dark. One sec. You still can't see it. You know what? Let's go in the other room. We'll go in the other room. I'll show you what I mean. Ah, I've spoiled it now. I want to show you that later. Okay. Way too bright. I haven't done anything here except from just put the rooms in. Let's go to the left. Pay attention to the light switch. The one on the right. So you see now it goes up, down, like on, off. So I'll create the sprite to do that. Upper DORMS, right assets I didn't really make anymore. I just used ones I already had. But I've created the shutter functionality, not just for left, but for right as well. So that's what this second button is. So if I press E, you see there's up, which is like that's the size the shutters will go. There's medium, which is medium, and there's bottom, which is bottom. And you think, oh, well, that's not impressive, Nick. Well, if I turn the light off, it controls the ambient light, the background light. So let's go into the other room. There's some code going on that makes him slower in the game instance, because his run should be faster than that because he's not overweight. Right, so there you go. So you can already see the shadows change, and it gives it a slightly different sort of look. Turn the light off. See? Cool, isn't it? And yeah, so now you've got two buttons to play with, and that's upper DORMS. I might as well show you the changes in the stuff. Light switch. So the changes now, it was originally just an on and then these three arrays for the different lights. Now there's an on off sprite. On begin play, is it on? True. Then do the on sprite, so switch up, else do switch down. Then there's a toggle, because this is just to initialize it. I should put in functions called initialize. I will do. I've done that with the shutter one. You know, let's just do it now so you can see. Function initialize switch. There we go. So that initializes it. That does not change it. That checks whether I've done a true or false flag here, and then that will decide whether it does the down sprite, up sprite. That gets round. See, I've done a placeholder with the set of the up sprite. That would be like the default sprite. If I didn't set it to do on begin play, ignore that default sprite. But I want the default sprite so it's not invisible. So that's what's going on. Just initializes it. Then we've got a toggle here, so you press L, so light on, light off, and if light is on, do the opposite, turn it off, the off sprite, because you know you've pressed L, it's already on, so you want to turn it off and then set on to off, and then opposite, so you pressed L, the lights are off. Okay, so lights are on, false. Okay, turn it on and set it to on. Very simple addition to it. Then there's the shutter one, which again initialize shutters. Is it, here we go. Is it up? Yes. Then do background up. No. Is it middle, midway? Yep. Then do middle. Is it if it's not up and it's not middle, then it's bottom. So there's only three options, isn't there, on the shutter switch? So that's that. That instantizes it. That is not the change. This is the change. On A, is it up? Right, so think in your head it's top. Okay, so pressed the button, so now it goes to middle. Okay, press it again. Oh, right, it's middle. So press the button, so now it goes down. And it's now down. So press the button, it goes back to up. Had to do it like this rather than a function because I could do a function in a function. I could put toggle switch inside this function, but for the time being, I'm not trying to create nested functions and just create extra confusion for myself. But that's the shutter. In terms of how it looks here, it's a background sprite. There's another paper sprite named background. There is a shutter switch. Paper sprite called shutter switch, and then there's a collision just on the switch. So when I dump it into the room, the shutter and the background are one in the same. They're the same part of the blueprint. They're not separate entities anymore. So that is different to the other backgrounds. That was a static sprite background before. This is a blueprint background. I have this as default, so I know what it looks like. But as you can see, this is room right, which is good for this one, but it's a different background in upper DORMS left. It's mirrored. So I get to do instance editable and expose and spawn on each one of the switches and each one of these, the background sprites and switch sprites. Don't really need to do it on the switch sprites, to be honest. I could just turn that off now because they're never going to change. They're always going to be up, middle, down. But here, they will change. So when I dump it into the level, right now they're all like top, middle, bottom. But if I go to the other level, save that. See, it's blue. So I changed it, but I can change it here because it just changes the instance of it, and then I just toggle it to be not true, the up. So right now I've got it up. If I do mid, let's do bottom. It should drop the shutters and the switch should go to the bottom. It's not on tick, so like I said before, it's not doing it now. If I did it on tick, that would do it when you just saw me tick it then, but because it's on begin play, it's when I, guess what, begin play. So we're expecting it to be background down, so shuts down and switch down. Interesting. That's what I mean about instantizing it. Okay, I know what the issue is. This thing does overrule it temporarily. So if I know it's going to be bottom, set it to bottom, then there we go. There isn't that moment where like it goes, well, what do I do? That's for me to fix a little bug. But yeah, this is it. You know what we'll do? Let's put on all the lights. There we go. See what's in here actually. Loose wire. Tidy up that bed. Nothing. Tidy. Nothing. But I got rid of the other recipes anyway, so we can only do food at the moment. Okay, so let's turn the lights off. Now let's do the shutters. There we go, you can see it does make a bit of a difference. I've left that one there on the left, the little triangle, right angle triangle, just because you need a bit of light, don't you? It's space, it's fun. But that's it for this branch. Next is lower dorms. So in terms of where they'll be, currently, prior to doing hallway rearrange and hallway version 2, it's just going to be underneath there, which won't really make a difference because it just opens up another level now. But yeah, so that'll be lower dorms. I don't know what I'm going to do actually. Make it a bit different because left and right will fine being opposites because the left and right is opposite. But I'll do something a bit more interesting to differentiate from upper dorms left and upper dorms right, lower dorms. So there's that. Next, well, technically now, then recreation room, and then usual stuff, which I've already discussed. Thank you for your time, and you'll probably see lower dorms out by, let's see, 23rd, 23rd, 22nd. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you later.